Hello everyone, this is Don with Overedge Props, and I'm here to bring you probably my favorite render that I've done to date. Now, this one actually tied for first place on my recent Twitter poll with Excalibur, and because they are my favorite weapons of all time, I have to really cut back on what I talk about. These are Archer's twin swords, Kanshou and Bakuya, from the Fate universe. They are yin and yang themed. There's a sword variant of these where I actually got my name from for Overedge Props, and as I said, these are my favorite anime weapons of all time. Now, normally I would give you the backstory and everything for these swords, but due to the length of the video, I'm going to cut that out for this time. If you want to learn more about these swords, please go over to the Type Moon wiki, or just type in Kanshou and Bakuya on Google, and you should be able to find everything that you need. But be warned, there are a lot of spoilers online, so search at your own risk. I would recommend watching the anime or something, just to see these bad boys in action. So I actually sketched the sword and the honeycomb pattern for Kanshou ahead of time, and I also did a practice render just of Kanshou to figure out how to do the honeycomb pattern into the blade. And once I figured it out, I knew it was time to actually do it for real. And due to the identical shape of the swords, I was able to render Bakuya completely and then just copy the overall shape and work on that for Kanshou. I modeled the swords basically how I would like to build them in the future, because I've actually already built these swords twice, once for myself and one for a client. And I've also had these swords commissioned for me back before I started learning how to make props by my best friend David. And he made them out of wood, and I still have them to this day, and I would love to actually display those along with my foam ones. So maybe you'll actually see them in the future. During this whole build, I actually learned how to use a new function in Fusion, which is called Loft. And I used that to actually get the handle shape. So it basically projects a shape between two faces, and then you use a guide rail, and it extends that shape along that guide rail. And it also accounts for if there's any differences in the shape as well. So that was really nice, because all the other stuff that I've used before to make handles was not working whatsoever. But overall, this render was actually a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be, but it was a really fun challenge, and I was very, very critical of myself during this, since these are my favorite weapons. But the paint and the textures I used are metallic flake in black, red, and silver. I also used a gloss white paint. I used gloss black leather, weathered tan leather, and polished silver. And that is all the paint and textures that I used for this entire model. But in closing, my weeb heart is just super happy to finally do these. As a fun fact, when I was first learning how to 3D model, I actually tried tackling these, and I bit off way more than I could chew. I was so lost, and it actually disheartened me from continuing to learn how to 3D model for a while. And it wasn't until the HoloLive English girls made their debut that my creative spark came back. And doing this render actually showed me how much I've learned and how much I've grown in just the short 9 months that I've been doing this. So if you're ever disheartened about something, just know that you can get there. You just got to put in the time and the effort for it. But next up will be the Final Fantasy VII Buster Sword, followed by 2 requests that I've had. 2 of my friends have actually asked me to render some stuff, so I'm going to try tackling those in the future. And then after that, I'll probably put up a poll just to see what else anyone else wants to see. But as always, please give this video a like, comment down below if you got something to say, and consider subscribing so that way you know when the next render video goes live. Follow me over on Twitter as well so you can take part in the future polls, see work in progress pictures, and just see me rant or join me on my rants. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and for your support. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next render.